Hi, I'm Jenna Raine, and you're watching The Music Enthusiast.
Hi, I'm Sarah from The Music Enthusiast, and today I'm here with Jenna Raine. How are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
So good. I'm super pumped to be talking to you. You just released
Um,
like three new tracks all in
yes,
months.
I did.
How are you
Which is
feeling
very
about that?
exciting. I was very excited. I hadn't really released anything since See You Later, which happened in September, and it was super exciting to give people more to listen to, and people were super excited for 2%, so that was also a plus.
Yeah, exactly. I heard your birthday was like 4 days ago now. So
Yes, it
what did
was.
you do? Who did you hang out with?
Well, I thought it was going to be a really boring birthday. When it turned midnight, I actually like cried. I was so sad. And I don't know, I loved 17 so much. 17's my lucky number. So when I was little, I always dreamed of being 17. So for it to be over was just so bittersweet, mostly bitter, but and I celebrated with my family and my friends. My parents and my boyfriend kind of threw me a surprise party, and it was so sweet. I didn't think I was going to be able to see anybody on my birthday. Like they totally fooled me. And I hadn't been home for my birthday in 4 years. Like I was always out of town. So it was nice to be with family and friends.
That's so cute. And now you're like, I don't know if it's the same in the US, but like in Canada, you're like officially an adult.
Oh yeah, I am officially an adult. It is very, very sad. It's like everybody kept telling me nothing changes, but I totally think something changes. There's just kind of a different expectation from you as a human being.
Yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah, it's intense, but it's fun. 18. I feel old though.
I feel the same way. I'm like, in
Yeah.
2 years I'll be 20. Ew, what?
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry when I leave the teens. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to handle that. Yeah.
Exactly. So, what was the first thing you listened to today?
Oh, I listened to my demos actually. I was on the airplane and I had a middle seat, which is very uncomfortable, and they were taking up all the space, so I had no room to sleep. And I just decided to listen to all of my demos, like back and forth. And one song I've already teased on TikTok, so I can say it, but it was actually the first song that I played because it's the first on my note.
Yeah.
It's Fade Away, and I wrote it with Daniel Seavey and Jonah Mariah from Why Don't We? And I listened to that first. That's how I started off my day, listening to my own demos. That sounded so conceited, but it's the truth.
You gotta do you gotta do, honestly.
Yeah, yeah, for real. I'm just, studying my own songs and critiquing the heck out of them. So,
Yeah. And as a songwriter, like you sort of have to do that. So, like over the years, do you feel like you've gotten better at like sort of critiquing and making changes to your own songs?
no, I definitely have. I think I've done a better job at also not getting attached to the first version of a song. There's multiple times where we'll produce out a song and it gets changed completely. And I've learned to not fall in love with the original sound of the song normally because we started off with just my voice and the piano or the guitar and it's not produced out. And sometimes, since I just love playing on my piano, I'll happen to love the acoustic version more, but there's always room to release an acoustic version. So a lot of my songs are really produced out, which I feel like I've done a better job at comprehending and understanding and being happy with them, like genuinely.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a huge step for me as a singer-songwriter.
Yeah, totally. And
Yeah.
are you sort of like, it's sort of a weird question, but like, are you a fan of your own songs at the end of the day?
Yeah, I definitely am. When I'm not a fan of my own songs, that's when I start panicking. There's a couple songs that I was totally not sure about at first. I was honestly very unsure about, and the more that I listened to them, I realized that it was music that I would love to listen to outside of, just me as an artist. Like if somebody else came out with the song, I would genuinely listen to it. So that's a good sign always. I want to perform songs that I genuinely love. So that would be messy if I didn't like my own music.
Totally, totally agreed. I know some artists struggle with that, and it's like, ah, that hurts because they're such
Yeah.
good songs.
No, it is sad, and I think They're always great songs, but it really depends on if they were able to like voice their opinion in the songwriting room with a bunch of other writers and producers. It's very nerve-wracking, especially when you're working with people that are very experienced and you may not have been in the industry as long as them, and it feels like your opinion doesn't matter as much. But I feel like when artists finally learn that their say is what determines whether they love their music or not, they start speaking up real quick. Yeah.
And back to the 3 tracks that were just released. It's See You Later with Jake, and then 2%. See You Later and 2% are sort of like the opposites. They're both like piano like esque, but one's like a happy love song and the other's like, oh, like a heartbreak. So
Yeah.
was this sort of intentional to put both on the same sort of project?
I think it was very intentional because a lot of my other music is more of the heartbreak side, and this side was like, I don't know, See You Later is very bittersweet, and it's about how you know that you found the right person and you're just waiting. And I think there's some happiness in that, knowing that you found that person and now you can just work on yourself and not feel so attached to them. Personally, I can relate to both songs. I write a lot of music for other people and for other perspectives, especially for my close friends. Though, can you please write a song about this? And I do, and I post them on TikTok all of the time. And these 2 songs I specifically relate to because I'm dating my 2%, but we also had a thing before we officially started dating. And when we like kind of ended things, because we never broke up, like we were never boyfriend and girlfriend, but that was kind of a see you later because we both knew that we were going to have our time in the future. When we met each other, we were so young. I was literally 14, but we were both so mature for our age that we knew one day we would start officially dating. So they kind of go hand in hand for me. And I think that makes more sense if you know my side of the story.
That's so cute.
Oh, thank you.
So I know both of these tracks, I'm pretty sure, were created during your like quest to making 100 songs during quarantine, right?
Yes, they were. And I totally am over the year at this point, but nobody has to know. I'm still posting. I'm on like song 82. So, but they were both written in quarantine. I challenged myself because originally everybody knew me as a TikToker, not an artist. And that genuinely really bothered me because I had been in the music industry since I was 10 years old. And I was like, how do people not know that I'm a singer? And anytime I posted a song that I wrote or a cover, it would get only a couple thousand likes, and my other relatable content would just go through the roof. I had no idea what was happening. So during quarantine, I was like, I'm going to be consistent and challenge myself to write 100 songs, share them with everybody, ask them what they want me to write about. And that was kind of the outcome of the 100 songs. And I'm just happy that I got one good song out of it that everybody loves. That's all I could ask for. So the fact that I even got 2 is amazing.
Well, I mean, your creativity during quarantine is actually so impressive.
Oh, thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, no, quarantine was rough. It took a lot for me to be stuck at home to be like, okay, I need to do something with my life. Let me sit at the piano for 4 hours each day. Yeah, it was definitely a big challenge, but it was easy when you had nothing else to do.
Yeah, and when you love it, it's all good in the end.
Yeah, exactly. Mhm.
So my next question for you is, what is coming up next for you musically that you could tell us?
Ooh, okay. Well, I've been working with some of my favorite writers and producers. Oh, Ryan Tedder is my executive producer, and that is very exciting. I met him before quarantine, and I played him one of my original songs, and he fell in love with it. And after we had worked together a bit on this movie that we were in, he decided to want to work with me. And I was like, okay, cool. And so he's my executive producer. I've been working with him a bunch, been writing with him, and he wrote like Halo by Beyonce and Happier by Ed Sheeran, which is my favorite Ed Sheeran song. But besides the point, he's so talented, and it is so cool that I'm working with him. He's just such a cool guy. I've been writing with Casey Smith, who also worked with Olivia Rodrigo and the Jonas Brothers. She's amazing. And just like, I feel like knowing them, if people listen to their music, obviously we're writing stuff for me, but I feel like we're kind of going outside of my comfort zone of just a stripped down acoustic piano song, like all the songs that I'm posting on TikTok, because I feel like it's very hard for people to envision a produced out song when all they hear me sing is my voice in the piano. And these songs are going to be very different, but I'm so excited about them. They remind me of some of my favorite songs by different artists, like Holly Humberstone, who's like one of my favorite artists in the whole entire world. She's amazing. But it's just it's kind of replicates all the artists that I love, which is really cool, and also who I want to be as an artist, which is exciting, but nobody's been able to hear that yet. So whichever song comes out next will definitely give them a little taste of what is to come.
Can't wait, can't wait.
Thank
Say,
you.
you mentioned Olivia Rodrigo and Holly Humberstone. When I first listened to your music, like I sort of got like vibes of those two and Gracie Abrams.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah.
That's such a huge compliment. Oh my gosh, I love their music and they're so cool. I've actually been really wanting to meet them someday. It's really hard to meet artists
Yeah.
because of COVID. I feel like everybody is very just stay at home now and you don't really run into different artists anymore. I've made a couple more friends while I've been in California a little bit, but I've been really wanting to meet some of the artists that I genuinely love their music and just collab with them and write with new people. It would be really cool. But thank you. That's so sweet.
No problem. And my last question for you is, who are your favorite artists right now?
Ooh, well, Holly Humberstone, I think she's so cool and has such an amazing vibe. I've always loved Tori Kelly. I posted a TikTok about I'll take our chance of 2%, and she actually DM'd me and I think I almost cried like happy tears. My 12-year-old me was dying inside. But she has always been one of my biggest inspirations. And I love Ed Sheeran. He is one of the main people that inspired me to start songwriting, and Taylor Swift, of course. It sounds so cliche, but I grew up listening to her. And when my sister was a senior in high school, I was 4 years old, hanging out with all of her friends, and all they did was listen to Speak Now album like 24/7. So she's one of my biggest inspirations as well. And those are a couple people that have kind of been in the making for a very long time and they're super successful. So putting Holly Humberstone in there is very nice because she's like upcoming right now. She's popping off, but those are probably my favorite artists.
Amazing. Well, it was so fun chatting with you, and I cannot wait for what's to come next from you.
Thank you. It was so nice to meet you. Thanks for taking the time to do this. It's very sweet of you.